Actually, my next question was going to be about Tim.
Oh, okay. Let's segue.
That's perfect.
Bring up Tim Johnson.
I was going to say Tim Johnson, the co-writer and star of Hank Braxton's acclaimed fan film Return of the Ghostbusters.
We're in Return of the Ghostbusters.
We are in Return of the fans jumping around the car.
Well, he's in Return of the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, no, I just had a special thanks. But I was going to say, Tim jumped on board for Adam. How did you first meet him, and what did he contribute?
He was actually sitting at a computer next to us in college, and we kept looking over at what he was doing and liked what he was doing over there, just making music videos. And so we gave him a DVD of our short films.
And he gave us one of his albums, because he's in a band called the Pinkos. And we really were digging his music. And so we're like, hey, we're making a movie for college called Suicide. What the hell are we making?
Well, I don't even remember what the first movie he was in with us.
I don't either. But anyway, we needed some music for a movie, and he's all like, I don't care, go ahead. Oh, Unicorn! It was Unicorn! Our movie Unicorn, I wanted to use a song. I was trying to find a song for Unicorn, and I said, Tim, can I use your song Son of Kazan?
Because originally we were going to use a Ramones song, but there's no way we could get any rights to Ramones music. We're not going to pay
to a Happy Family.
Yeah.
We were going to use a Happy Family. Anyway, so Tim's like, I don't care, do whatever you want. So we used that, and then we're just like, can we use the song for our... We kept doing that, and he's just like...
And then,
at a certain point, we just kept hanging out with Tim, and now we're good friends, and he helped us write Adam.
And Tim is actually, he plays the character...
who we had to replace.
Oh, yeah.
So he's the one who plays
Lionel.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's all working out. Tim's a good guy.
Adam the Amazing Zombie Killer.
Amazing Zombie Killer.
The Amazing Zombie Killer.
Yes.
Follows in the footsteps of some of Troma's greatest movies by offering the viewer plenty of over-the-top violence and gore. What kind of techniques did you utilize when it comes to creating the special effects, makeup, and gore effects?
The lowest budget possible.
$2 effects.
Yeah, we've been collecting stuff over just all over the 10 years we've been making movies, and so we don't have a lot of money to make those movies, so we we just find stuff, and we're like, how can we make this squirt blood? Like, we'll go trash picking, we'll steal stuff, anything to get the movie made. One of our friends worked for the special effects company, and they had a lot of body parts that he just took and gave for us. So,
people contributing to us.
We had Jeremy Atkins. He did the zombie makeup on me and Richard. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to be for the rest of the movie, but
yeah, he was a good makeup guy. We had a makeup guy, but he had to leave.
But then because me and Richard have been making bloody movies for years, so it wasn't unfamiliar for us to do special effects, anyways.
Yeah,
just having done it on Poultrygeist.
We'll just come up with an idea, like say, okay, we need a guy's...
like a guy getting hit by a car and exploding all over the place.
Like, how do you do that? So we think about it. We're like, okay, what if we throw a trash bag full of blood in front of a car, and the car will hit it, it'll blow up, and it's all in the editing. We've done a lot of blood and gore for this movie. This whole movie was an excuse just to do blood and gore. We're just like... Let's just have Adam kill zombies, and what's the rest of the movie? So we wrote a plot around that.
Lloyd Kaufman's book, Make Your Own Damn Movie, gives helpful hints on casting for a movie, including tips on filming sex scenes and getting your actors nude.
Mm-hmm.
So sex and nudity are staples of any classic Troma film. How much of this can we expect to see in Adam, and how did you go about filming these scenes?
Good question.
Well, it worked. We do follow Lloyd's advice to shoot the sex scenes first, because it always makes the actors uncomfortable. And you got to have nudity in your movie if you want to sell it. That's not just a Troma thing. Roger Corman has a boob every 5-minute rule. It's just one of those things. You need nudity to sell a movie, and I love seeing boobs in movies. What about you, Richard?
Who doesn't?
The way going, how did we go about, we were good sweet talkers.
Yeah, in Cannibal Girl we have some good nudity, and we're just always upfront about...
Yeah, you gotta be upfront. If the girl's not fucking comfortable...
We're not going to skirt around it. We tell her this part requires nudity, and are you comfortable doing nudity? And they'll always say yes. And then you go to shoot that first. And then if they... originally, the part that Lindy Starr played was cast as another another actress, and we told her this part requires nudity. She said that's fine. And then when it came down to shooting, we're like, okay, well, you got to be naked in the scene. And she's like, well, I don't think it's necessary that I make it in this scene. We're like, well,
It's
I don't
not
think
necessary. What are you talking
it's like,
about?
I don't think it's necessary for you to be in this movie anymore. Thank you, goodbye.
And we just got rid of it like that.
And then, so we got much better actress, Lindy Starr.
Who's one of our... We're closer friends with her anyway, so...
And she's topless in the movie quite a bit, and you just gotta love nudity.
You'll see. You'll see the movie. So, I mean... Did we answer your question?
Yeah, I believe so. Anyone who's ever worked on a shoot, whether it be a small independent film or a big budget movie, knows that any project will inevitably run into its fair share of problems, both off and on the set. What kind of difficulties did you have with bringing Adam together?
Well, we've mentioned a couple. We've lost locations, we've lost actors, we've
Just scheduling.
we've shot on wrong formats. We were shooting in HD, and on
This is the
HD
first time we've ever shot HD, so we weren't familiar with the techniques or the settings the camera's supposed to be
you
on.
can actually shut off HD on these HD cameras, and we've done that. So we're shooting a movie where we think it's HD, but we're actually just shooting DV. And it's like, what the fuck? Why do they even have an option to shut off DV or HD? So we've had to go back, reshoot HD. And I was opposed to doing that, but everyone said, like, no, it'll look better. It'll look better. You don't want to cop out. You don't want to cop out on this, and we shouldn't be copping out. And we're trying not to cop out as much as possible, but there's just a certain point where you just got to say, hey, this is it. This is going to be it. We're not going back. We're not George Lucas in this anymore. We just got to stop. We just have to just learn our lesson, say next movie we'll do it better, and this is it. I mean, we can't do this anymore. We got to compromise somewhere. We got to just stop somewhere and say, that's the movie. There it is.
We budgeted this movie for $5,000, and I think we only got $1,000 to shoot it. So, that's been difficult because, we were wanting to spend some, really good money and try to get some names in the movie or, some decent effects. But when we got this little bit of money, we just got to work with what we got.
And then Zack broke his leg. He got in a car
accident.
accident.
I got in a car accident, so we hadn't... Richard's been shooting without me, so...
And I've been stressed out. So...
There's that.
I mean, I stress out anyway, but at this certain point, I am even more stressed than usual. And without Zack, it's really hard, without my love partner in crime. It's very hard.
I can't massage his anus on set.
So it's hard to do. It's hard to be a one-headed dragon as opposed to a double-headed dragon, and I want my double-headed.
Because usually, the way how we work on set is Richard will work more with the actors, and I'll work with more of the technical stuff of what's happening. And sometimes we'll switch back and forth, but that's usually just kind of the way.
And with Zack breaking his leg, I'm having to do all the work, and it's like it's hard. It's very hard to direct by yourself and keep your mind together. So it's been tough, but Zack is getting better, and we're starting to. We really only have like 2 more days to shoot, which sounds like nothing, but I mean
They're pretty effects-driven days.
They're effects-driven days, and one of those days is at the bowling alley, and we have to set decorate the bowling alley, and I think there's 6 people in that scene. Getting those 6 people together in the same room is going to be difficult, and all our shoots are at night, so overnight. They're like 3 a.m. to like 6 a.m. To get people to do that is
For free.
Takes dedication.
Well, we'll lighten the mood a little bit, and
Yes, please. I'm depressed.
With all the hardships that went into making Adam, surely it's an experience that was worth the trouble. Tell us a funny story that happened sometime during the production of Adam.
Whew.
If you can think of
I'm
one.
trying to think of some.
Has anything funny ever happened? Well, I guess there was one funny thing where Mark, who plays Adam, was masturbating. For the scene, of course. Which is actually one of the teaser trailers for the movie. If you go on AdamTheAmazingZombieKiller.com, you can see a trailer for the movie called Coming Soon, and he's just masturbating in front of a window, and it was probably the funniest thing we've shot.
Like the death scenes, like it may not be funny, but those are the funnest to shoot. Like, there's just spraying blood and gallons of it all around, people getting decapitated, and then, because I'm hiding slightly underneath the actor so I can spray blood, so I'm always drenched in blood, and it's just a lot of fun.
And I think Dan Laverty, who plays Adam's best friend Ben, and David Michelo, who plays one of the zombie killers too. Those two have really kept us together because we fuck around and joke around with them a lot, and they're really funny guys, and that's why we put them in the movie, because they're funny guys, and they're like our comedy relief in the movie, and they've been keeping us together too. I mean, when me and Zach have an argument, we have a lot of arguments on set, they keep us together, and they tell us everything's going to be okay, and that's always good to have people like that, so, it's going to be a good...
Actually, one of the funnier moments I definitely remember was we have a character in the movie who's an immigrant gardener, and we have the stereotypical sombrero and the mustache and everything on the actor, and it happened to be Cinco de Mayo, and it also happened that there was like a fiesta going on the other side of the park, where we're like killing like this Mexican immigrant gardener in the scene, and there's like, we just didn't know what was going to happen. But we're like, well, let's keep the cameras rolling just in case some people just, see this guy getting ground up over here and they just get pissed. That was pretty funny.
I think most of the things that are going to be funny in the movie probably weren't that funny to shoot, you know what I mean? Like, because little subtle things become funny in movies. Like, you don't even know what's going to be funny in movies until you actually see the finished project, so it'll be fun to know.